Welcome everyone. This is the video about basic scripting in Arduino. But before that, you should know about the pins present on the microcontroller. The basic ones are the 3.3 and 5 volt pins that will give power to other components we connect to it, and the ground pins that will help us complete the circuit. The other pins are the input and output pins, which are of two types, analog and digital. The analog pins take in a value that is a specific number, and digital pins take two types of values, that is high, low, or 0 or 1. So for this video I'll be making this project right here. That is, we will be using a potentiometer and LED, and when the potentiometer's value will change, the LED will light up and it will print its real-time information in the serial monitor. Well, to do that, we will be needing LED and a potentiometer. Let's put it down here. So first we will be connecting this LED one point to the ground pin and the other one to a digital pin that we'll be using in it. Let's take it as 7. And the potentiometer, it one pin needs to be connected to a certain power one, and the other one will be connected to a ground pin, but the middle one has to be connected to a input slash output pin, and we'll connect it to an analog for this one. So this is the basic connection for the project. Now when we go into code here, now this is the basic code that is written on Tinkercad when we bring out a microcontroller on the web page. So you can just delete all that. Now in Arduino scripting, there are two major functions, that is the void setup and the void loop. Now in the void setup, we will define these pins that will be working in our project and what will be their role, like they will take an input or give an output. For that we will be using a function called pin mode. Well, pin mode is a pre-made function for Arduino, and remember that it is case sensitive. So at pin mode, the number of the pin we are using for the LED, which is 7, and it will be taking an output, and every line has to end with a semicolon. The next one is the one we are using with the potentiometer, that is A3, and it will be taking the input. So we will be going step by step. First we will turn on the LED and then we will work with the potentiometer here. Now first, to the basic use of the LED is, first we have to switch it on. Well, to do that you have to write a command, that is digital, right, because we are using the digital pin here, and 7. And the digital pins take only two types of input, that is high and low. So to turn it on, we will be typing high, and then end it with a semicolon. Another predefined important function in Arduino is delay, which will determine how long this command that you wrote will work for. Now it is in milliseconds, so we will write 1000 for 1 second and just close the bracket and another semicolon. Now this will turn on the LED. Now to turn it off, you will be writing digital write 7 comma low, and again you will write a delay command because this will keep on repeating until the Arduino is powered, because it is like it says here avoid loop. Yeah, so we will start a simulation here. Now see, this is giving us an error here because here I have made a mistake of putting a colon instead of a semicolon. So we'll stop it. Okay, so I'll correct it here and then start simulation, and see, now the LED is blinking. Now if we change the timer here, you will see it here when we start the simulation again. Like I decrease the timer when the LED is off and I start the simulation, it will blink faster. Yeah. Now the next step is how to take an input from this potentiometer here. Okay. Now uh, we defined this A3 as an analog pin that is we are using for the potentiometer. Now we will be using a command that is analog read name of the pin and a bracket and semicolon. Now as this analog read will give us a value, we have to save that value in some type of variable, let's say it. So to define a variable, you have to write it as int, let's say call it value, and then semicolon. So here like this you can define a variable. Right, now we have to set some value to the variable. Now for now we will save it as 0. Now you can use this variable here like value equal to analog read. Yeah, so now this value variable here will store the value that it will read from the potentiometer when we will change its position. Okay, so to print it here in the serial monitor, you have to write a command that is serial dot print and value. And for the serial print to work, you have to use a command serial dot begin symbol. Okay, now we will start simulation here. So like we wrote before, the LED is still blinking, and then we will go to the serial monitor. We will see there are still values that are being printed over here, and when we change the position of the potentiometer, the values here are also changed. Yeah, these are not written. We can make it look like in a format, but well, that is a little more advanced. How to update here. So we can stop simulation here. Now these are the basic functions you have to remember when you are writing a code for Arduino. And the other type of functions that you will be needing when you are using the sensors, you can always look them up in their own libraries. Thank you.